You've pulled the same cards over and over. You're asking for clarity, for peace, for relief. But instead, the cards are holding up a mirror. And what you see there, it's harsh, self-critical, unforgiving. Maybe it's not the cards. Maybe it's how you treat yourself when no one's watching. Let's talk about self-empathy, not as a vague spiritual buzzword, but as a measurable cognitive process, and how tarot can help you reclaim it. Because you can't give compassion to others if you can't even offer it to yourself. Hi, I'm Paul, and this is Tarot Logic, an analytical approach to intuitive reading. Today, we're not talking about divination. We're talking about something more essential: how tarot can help retrain the way you treat yourself, how it can reveal your inner dialogue, how it exposes where your empathy ends, and why that boundary usually cuts you out. Because here's the science. Self-empathy is not self-pity. It's not indulgence. And it's definitely not bypassing your flaws with love and light language. It's a real neural process. And it changes everything: your readings, your relationships, your self-perception. So let's dig in. In psychology and neuroscience, self-empathy is your ability to recognize your own emotional state, understand it with context and compassion, hold space for it without judgment. It activates brain regions like the medial prefrontal cortex, the insula, the anterior cingulate cortex, areas linked to emotion regulation and self-referential thinking. Self-empathy reduces amygdala activation. That's your fear and stress center. It lowers cortisol. It improves decision-making. It even makes you physically healthier. You're not just being nice to yourself. You are literally restructuring your nervous system. You were probably taught to tough it out, to suppress your feelings, to stay positive and ignore your needs. Or maybe you went the other way, spiraling into shame, self-blame, and looping thoughts. Either way, empathy for the self gets fractured, and tarot becomes another way to punish yourself with spiritual language. You pull cards asking, "Why did I do that? What's wrong with me? Why am I stuck?" But what if the question was, what am I feeling that I won't admit? What wound is speaking through this behavior? That's where the healing begins. Here's a 5-card spread to train self-empathy. Use it when you're stuck in self-criticism, shame, or spiraling. Card 1. What am I feeling that I haven't acknowledged? This gets beneath your surface story. Is it fear, grief, guilt? Card 2. What need or value of mine was being threatened? Empathy begins when we recognize our unmet needs. Card 3. What belief am I holding that's making it worse? Is it I'm not enough? I always ruin things? It's time to bring it to light. Card 4. What would compassion say to me right now? Not avoidance, just kindness. Imagine what you'd say to a friend. Card 5. What small act of self-support can I take today? Make it tangible. Take it from card to calendar. This spread isn't about fixing, it's about witnessing. Every card you pull comes with a script. You see the Five of Pentacles and think, I'm failing, I'll never get ahead, I'm always outside. You pull the Devil and go, I'm a mess, I'm addicted, I'm stuck. But what if the cards aren't indictments? What if they're invitations? Tarot reveals how you speak to yourself in moments of stress. That inner monologue, it leaks into every reading you do. If you want to become a clearer channel for others, you have to clean up the channel inside. Tarot doesn't just show energy, it shows attitude. Your attitude toward your own healing. Studies show that practicing self-compassion actually increases gray matter in brain areas related to empathy and self-regulation. In one study, people who wrote letters to themselves with kindness and understanding showed improved mood, motivation, and even immune function. That's not fluff. That's neuroplasticity. So imagine doing that with tarot, using the symbols and archetypes to practice kindness in metaphor, in story, in ritual. That's powerful pattern rewiring. Here's a truth bomb. Most shadow work online is just rehearsed guilt. People dig into their wounds, catalog every trauma, list every toxic trait, and then stop. No integration, no softness, no mercy. That's not shadow work. That's emotional self-harm. Real shadow work requires self-empathy as the container. Otherwise, you're just making the darkness louder. Use the Strength card, not as brute force, but as inner courage, to hold your own pain gently. Use Temperance to blend, to balance, to soothe the extremes. That's how tarot leads you through the shadow, not into a spiral. Let's say you're trying to break a pattern. You sabotage relationships. You know it. You pull card 1, the Three of Swords. Unacknowledged grief from past betrayal. The Two of Cups. The need for real connection. Fear of enmeshment. Card 3, Ten of Swords. The belief, if I open up, I'll be destroyed again. Card 4, the Star. Compassion says, you've survived, and healing is already unfolding. Card 5, the Page of Cups. Small act, send one vulnerable message to someone safe. See the shift? It's not, why do I keep doing this? It's, what pain is asking to be heard? That's self-empathy. And that's how change begins. Here's a 5-minute daily practice. Pull one card and ask, what is this card showing me about how I treat myself? Write one sentence of compassion. Take one action based on that sentence. It's not about drama. It's about rewiring, rehearsal, repeat. Over time, your tarot deck becomes an ally, not a judge, a coach, not a critic, a mirror that says you're still learning, and that's okay. The real secret? Tarot isn't just a reflection of who you are. It's a playground for who you could become. Each card is a posture you can try on, a voice you can adopt, A new story you can tell. Use the Empress to nurture. Use the Hierophant to forgive your own mistakes. Use the Fool to grant yourself freedom to begin again. This is where tarot stops being symbolic and starts being transformational. If you've been using tarot as a punishment, if your readings are more shame than insight, if your self-talk is sharper than any sword card, it's time to shift. You can't read for others with clarity until you read yourself with kindness. So start now. Pull those 5 cards, feel the feelings, write the reframe, take the action. Self-empathy isn't weakness. It's your nervous system's superpower. And tarot is how you speak its language. Until next time, read with clarity, read with structure, and always read with logic.